Alright, hello and welcome. Welcome back. It's taken me a little while to get back to this. But, I mean, this is how it be. That's how it be. Here we are. Go ahead and load this up. Here we are. I think we just finished a weekend section. I have a little bit of a new setup right now where I'm trying very, very, very hard not to hit anything that my mic is standing on. And we'll see how that goes. I also am a little bit away from my mouse, which is a decision that I've made. I feel like it will be a poor decision, but we shall see how it goes. How it be. Now we've just finished a weekend section. I think it was one of the early weeks. It's early weeks.
Oh, it's evening already. Mr. Karamiya said we'd be having dinner soon. Maybe I'll walk around town a little bit.
Pardon me.
Huh. She walked down the street, admiring how the setting sun dyed the scene a vibrant orange, even as she kept one eye on where she'd come from. Eventually, the road of red brick ended in a big plaza. It was filled with people just relaxing and enjoying themselves. What a lovely signorina you are. Huh? I have some delicious bread. Interested? She turned around to see a friendly young man carrying a box. Oh, no, Oh. Your stomach started growling right on cue. I'll give you a free sample. How about it? A sample? But I'm sure Mr. Karami and the others are preparing dinner for me. Thank you, but I'll have to pass. That's okay. Well, next time then. He bowed and then ran off. He really startled me. I never thought someone would try to talk to me.
Oh, that's right, this is happening. Ow, ow, ow. Are you, like, okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Oh my gosh, I'm, like, so sorry. I didn't think there was anyone behind me. Can you, like, stand on your legs and shit? Is that cool? The young man held out his hand. She took it, and they got up together. There we go. You're not hurt, are you? No, I'm fine. That's a relief. God, it'd be terrible if I hurt a girl. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? So, what's your handle? Oh, then maybe I should, like, introduce myself first, yeah? My name's So. What's your name? I'm Bunny. Bunny. Never heard of her. I know the faces of most of the people in this town, but yours? I don't remember any of that. I don't remember any of what you got going on over there. It's only natural that you wouldn't be familiar with me. I just recently... Recently? Is it a good idea to tell him the truth? I moved here recently. Bullshit. Huh? It's written all over your face, girl. Huh? Really? Well, not literally, but you really were lying, weren't you? It's bad to lie. It makes people sad when you lie to them. It's not a cute look, lovely. I'm sorry. You're a lot sassier than I remember. Don't look so upset. I'm not mad at you. You must have had a reason to lie. Yeah, I don't remember anything from before I came here. You don't? Real quick, let me die. Okay. Yeah, when I came to, I was lying in an alley, and a man named Caesar was chasing me. That's cray. Right now, Familia Oz is taking care of me. I see. You really are strange. Am I? Yeah, I mean, like, you totally lied about it at first because you wanted to hide it, but now you're just, like, spilling your guts to me, and I'm someone you've only just met. Like, chill, girl. Be more careful. I'll be more careful from now on. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. There aren't only good people in the world, don't you know? Though maybe that's weird for someone you've only just met to say. But I think you're a good person, Mr. So. Really? You really think that about me? You're fucking wrong. Yes, you've been so kind, and you're looking out for me. Now we're acquaintances. Maybe it's a good thing that I ran into you. No. Maybe it was. Oh, would you look at the time? I should get going so I can get dinner ready. I should go home too. Goodbye, Mr. So. He gave her an enthusiastic nod and turned to leave Oz territory. However, he turned back around as if he'd just remembered something. Oh yeah, could you like not call me Mr. So? Then what should I call you? Just plain So is fine. You don't have to be so polite either. I don't like formalities. I understand. You mean? Okay. There we go. There we go. I set up shop here like every Sunday. It's almost like a religious sort of thing. I'm already closed for the day, but like, come by next week if you want. Yeah, I will. You fucking better. Okay? It's a promise now. Alright, bye then, buddy. I'll see you later. We got accents all over the fucking place. Oh, can I skip through this? This isn't part of Karame route. I'm gonna skip it. Had enough of this. No more of your nonsense. No more nonsense from you. None. Oh, what is this? Is this yet another one? Nope, this is Patience. No more of that. This is not what this route is about. It is about Monday morning, the estate was busier than it had been the day before. Bunny passed by the men heading out for the day as she made her way to the kitchen for breakfast. And I'm going to adjust my sitting position real quick. See how professional that was? You didn't even hear the creak of a chair. It's amazing. Moves in chair and chair creaks like a lot. Okay. Good morning, she said softly to the empty room as she got herself some bread and milk. Taking a seat in the same chair she had the previous day, she started eating by herself. Yesterday was a day of peace, which means that now there might be fights between the Familia until next Sunday. When I met Mr. Carmi and the others, I did see a bunch of people with weapons. I wonder if they actually use them. Oh, baby. Morning. Came here on your own today, huh? Mr. Carmia. She looked up and shifted slightly to face him. It seemed he had come for breakfast as well. I had assumed you would have been more shy, since this mansion is full of men, but I guess not. Carmia gently touched Bunny's shoulders before going over to the sink. He plucked an orange from a basket of fruit and rinsed it off before taking a plate and knife out of the cabinet. I'm sorry, I just made myself at home. Oh no. It's quite alright. I'm happy to see you're getting comfortable. He took a seat next to her, orange and plate in hand. As he cut into the fruit's skin, a citrusy scent filled the room. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Axel. Axel glanced at Bunny, but that was it. Morning, sir sleeps a lot. I do not sleep a lot. Carmia tossed the still unpeeled orange at Axel. As he caught it, a few errant droplets of water splashed against his cheek. Eat it. I bought it at the market this morning. I'll have it later. Axel wiped the water off his face with the back of his hand as he returned the orange to the fruit basket. Crossing his arms, he leaned against the wall. When are you heading out? When I finish eating. Is there a reason I need to wait in here? Aye, there is. Join us at the table. He passed by both Bunny and Carmia and set his hand on the back of the furthest chair away from them. A little closer. Axel took a single step over, only to pull out the second furthest seat away. No. The seats across from us are still open. Carmia tapped the table in front of him. Axel let out a big sigh and sat down directly across from Carmia, diagonally to Bunny. Diagonal. That seems like a weird way to spell that for some reason. It's probably not, and I've lost a few brain cells in the process, but carrying on. What? Why are you so on guard around the Signorina? Huh? It's only natural to be on guard around an unfamiliar person. See, well, I guess that's true. That said, I don't think she's going to bite. We're living together, so we might as well relax around each other, right? Axel gave Bunny a sideways glance that lasted less than a single second. What am I going to do with you?
Sorry, Bunny. He's a very guarded person by nature. Oh, it's fine. He's right. You don't know anything about me. I understand how Mr. Axel feels. Signorina, you're so much more mature about this than some people. Axel rested his elbows on the table and gazed determinedly at the wall. Mr. Carmia, don't let him bother you. He's always like this. More importantly, we need to discuss our plans for the day. Which include, but are not limited to, dying because of a coughing fit. Do I have water? Probably not. In all of the hustle and bustle, I forgot my hydration. Plans for the day? See, I was thinking Axel and I would show you around Doll's territory. How's that sound? What if only you showed me around? I feel like that's Carmia's shtick. Couldn't I go with just you, Mr. Carmia? You're asking me to leave Axel here? Yes, he doesn't seem to like being around me. Bunny glanced from Carmia to Axel. Axel's face was austere as ever. I don't particularly dislike being around you. Huh? It's an order. Emotion has nothing to do with it. Oh. Like I said earlier, don't let him bother you. Axel doesn't have a lot of experience with girls, so he's not really sure how to behave. That's why he's being so prickly. Isn't he adorable? Sir, what are you saying? But it's true, right? No, really, I'm just thinking about the familia. Oh, right. Well, that works too. Then make nice with Bunny, for the familia's sake. Axel looked at Carmia and Bunny before replying, "Yes, sir," in a gruff tone. The areas covered in red brick are our turf. The main street in front of the mansion is obviously ours, but the rest of this area is too. All of this? Bunny stopped in the middle of the street and looked over her surroundings. The street was bustling, and the faces of the people coming and going were cheerful. There were no armed men to be seen anywhere. The atmosphere didn't feel very different from Sundays at all. Carmia got closer to her as he returned the greetings of the townspeople. So, what do you think? I expected it to be scarier, like a fight could break out at any moment. It's much more relaxed and peaceful than I'd imagined. I think it's wonderful. Really? He gave a boyish smile and patted her on the head. I'm happy to hear you say that. It's not like we carry weapons because we like using them. Our main job is to protect our territory from outsiders, and to mediate fights. It's unlikely that you'll get caught up in a fight within our territory, so don't worry yourself. Okay. Excuse me, sir.
Regarding the Wolfgang, your assertion that it is completely safe here is not entirely accurate. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Wolfgang? Caesar and the others. The man who was chasing you, Signorina. Pardon me. Okay. Wait, is there something? There's something wrong with this. Hold on. Let me fix this. There we go. Tree is fixed. I'm sorry. I only just now noticed that that was fucked up. Oh, right. I completely forgot about Mr. Caesar. From what Kiri tells me, they live in the forest outside the town walls. They're a troublesome bunch who invade other territories. All the family are plagued by them. We all have to be on the lookout for another attack. Okay. Carmia made a satisfied nod and held his hand out to Axel. Axel, do you have any change on you? Huh? Axel groped around in his pockets. After counting out the coins he found, he handed them to Carmia. Grazie. Bunny, let's go get something to eat. Axel's treating. Huh? I'm sorry, that was a bit too exciting. Huh? Is that okay? It's fine, it's fine. Isn't it, Axel? If the Don buys something for me too. Alright. It's settled. Man, all I had this morning was an orange. I'm already starving. There's a great hot dog stand over there. Let's go, Bunny. Axel frowned as he watched over Carmi and Bunny from behind, while they walked down the street lined with food stands. Isn't your empty stomach your own responsibility? Why do I have to pay for your food? Axel, we're going to leave you behind. I'm coming. There's a little clothing boutique at the end of this street. Carmia pointed down an alley, with a hand still greasy from his hot dog. Just around that corner is a general store, and beyond that is a bookstore. Best place in the world. You can buy almost anything within Oz territory, so I don't think you'll be uncomfortable here, which is a double negative and is a cardinal sin. But I've done it. As I often do. In the center of town is Tower Plaza. You can see the tower from any part of town. It's a good landmark. Carmia put one hand on the tower wall and looked up. Bunny followed suit and looked up too. The tower stretched so high into the sky that its top was hidden in the clouds. What a big tower! Indeed. Not even Mr. Know-It-All Kiri knows what it is exactly. It's a mystery. Yes, he does. He does know. A king lives in it. She turned to face Axel behind her, but he only stepped forward and placed his hand on the tower just as Carmia had. I've heard that the king of this world lives in the top of the tower. What? You actually believe the legend, Axel? Is there something wrong with that? Nah. It's good to dream. What legend? Supposedly, anyone who reaches the top floor and meets the king
will have any wish granted. Wish? Yes. See. But no one knows how to meet the king. The tower has no windows and no doors. Only the names of the family that control the town and some rectangular slots. The slots Axel had mentioned were far beyond Bunny's reach. The names of the family were carved beneath the niches. Well, I don't know if the legend is true or not, but this tower does serve as a major landmark. And I will need to die again here. Okay. Gosh, I'd like to go grab my water bottle, but I haven't done that. Okay. Karamia pulled Bunny close to him. He leaned forward to match her eye level and pointed at the street they'd walked along to get there. If you ever get lost, as long as you can use the tower to find your way back to this plaza, you can get back to the mansion. You can see it from here. Just follow the red brick road to get back. Simple, right? It is. This plaza in the heart of town is a common space, not controlled by any one familia. If you need to go into another territory, it's probably best to go through this area. There's nowhere to hide here, so it's symbolic for saying you have no ill intent. Have you ever been to the other families' areas? Oh, of course. It depends on who we're talking about, but it's not like all our relationships are stormy ones. Just most of them. I visit other territories to go shopping, or talk to people. Though I guess it is pretty rare for me to leave Oz territory, being the Dawn and all that. Oh shit, that's water. Fuck. Oh no, my room's leaking. Oh no. So, you remember that thunderstorm? I didn't say anything about it, but there's a thunderstorm here. And my room does this thing where it leaks. And it's kind of... How would I best put this? A nuisance? To have your room leak? There's now water. It's not too bad. It's not all over the floor. But I should do something about it, I feel. Give me a minute. I will be right back. Hold on.
Alright, so the rain stopped, and the towels are put down. So, I also got my water while I was at it. Though it didn't do me any good. Damn it, okay. Huh. Try to close this without creating a scene. There we go, okay. We should be Gucci now. Alright. Here we go. Naturally, your movements draw suspicion. That's one of the downsides of being the Don, I guess. Heide has a big dairy farm. The cheese they make is just superb. I know, I'll have Axel buy it next time. Why me? Sir, isn't that... Hello, Red. The person Axel had spotted in the crowd was Scarlet, the Capregime of Familia Grimm. Scarlet's red mantle fluttered as Karamia spoke. Mr. Karamia, out on patrol? Well, that's part of it. But we're mostly showing the Signorina around our territory. You were... Hello, Scarlet. Oh. Scarlet glanced at Bunny before looking up at Karamia. Have you already explained the rules to her? I'm in the process of doing that right now, actually. Oh, well, that's good. Okay. Scarlet looked at Bunny again. Damn it, okay. You will not be harmed as long as you don't break the rules. But if you do break them, there will be no mercy. Don't you forget it. Of course. Scarlet gave them each a small nod before turning around to leave. The rifle on Scarlet's back swayed a bit with each step. Scarlet's pretty scary. Yeah, right. That's nothing. Scarlet is probably the most level-headed of the members of Familia Grimm. The twins are much crueler. See, Hansel and Gretel can be pretty reckless. Mind that you don't end up in a fight with those two, hmm? I will. Suddenly, Bunny realized Axel had been staring at her. What's wrong, Mr. Axel? You should be safe, as long as you stay inside Oz territory. Huh? I'm trying to say that you should be safe, so there's no need to be scared. Okay. Are you trying to tell her that you'll protect her? Trying to sound cool, huh? I am not. I just mean that the Familia is always guarding our own territory, so... Aren't you part of the Familia too, Axel? We finished... We've not finished. We're going to continue for several minutes. Hold on. Okay. Maybe if we don't die. Here we go. We finished the tour of our territory already. I will return to my usual duties. Mr. Axel. He just ran off because he was embarrassed. Did you see that? Shall we walk around a little bit more? There's this great ice cream place nearby. I'll take you there. Okay. It's a lovely gelato place. Never had gelato before? Gelato is pretty good. Here we go. Time for new shit. Show it to me. Ah, Bunny. Having lunch?
Yes. Are you eating too, Mr. Carmia?
No, I already ate out. Also,
wow, so many vegetables.
See, carrots, onions, peppers, and all sorts of other stuff. I bought them at the market.
Market? Oh, you did mention that recently. If I remember right, you said you bought oranges, right?
Oh, did I? There's a big open space in front of the tower in the middle of town, right? The market opens there every day at 6 a.m. And when I can stop dying for 10 seconds, they sell all sorts of things there, but the main attraction is the food. The vegetables are fresh, and the food at the stalls is to die for. I always end up buying some and stuffing my face. I mean, look how big my stomach is after today. Carmia smiled, rubbing his belly. You really like to eat, or I want to go with you? I want to go with you. I'm gonna be dead ass. That'd be cute.
I want to go with you someday.
Oh, you'd go with me?
Yes, if you don't mind me tagging along.
That'd make me very happy. Kitty and Axel never come with me.
Not even Mr. Axel?
See, though in Axel's case, it's more an issue of our schedules not matching up. He's a lot of work to do late at night. But going with you should be a lot of fun. There are second-hand books and clothing vendors that come out too. It's a lot of fun. Let's go sometime soon.
Okay.
Alright. I guess I should put these vegetables away in the cellar.
I'll help.
Are you sure? Grazie, Bunny. Carmia crouched down, setting the brown paper bag stuffed with vegetables against the leg of the table. We have a cellar? I've never heard of the cellar before this moment. Or I have, and I'm stupid. Which is highly possible. He pulled out a key and opened a hidden trapdoor. Alright, just hand whatever to me.
Okay, I will.
She crouched down next to Carmia. She propped the bag up with one hand so it wouldn't fall over, and handed the vegetables to Carmia one by one with the other.
This is the last one.
She pulled the last onion from the bottom of the bag and passed it to Carmia.
You really bought a lot, didn't you? Are you going to use all of this for cooking?
Of course. Do they look like they're just for decoration? Carmia brought the onion in his hand close to Bunny's face and tickled her nose with the roots.
Ah!
See? It's real.
I could tell that just by looking at it. Thank you very much.
Carmia closed the door to the cellar with a smile. And then triggered the dying. Oh no. Okay. He stood up, still holding the onion, and put his coat on the back of a chair. After tucking his gloves into his jacket's pocket, he washed his hands in the sink. Alright, what should I make today?
Today? You can cook, right, Mr. Carmia?
See, though I do cook like a man, it's not exactly elegant.
I'm just impressed you can cook at all.
Oh, Carmia said with a smile. Do you have any interest in cooking, Signorina?
I do, very much so.
I see. Well, why don't I teach you the ropes when you've got some free time?
Really?
Sure, just leave it to me. They're so cute.
Sorry.
Oh no, the hilariously bad at cooking trope. No, you don't have to apologize. Everyone has different strengths, I feel. I'm just a little surprised that you have no sense for cooking at all, Signorina.
Ha ha. What should we do with this mountain of carrots?
Mountain? Mountain is a strong energy to bring to this. I feel maybe wreckage. Or a scrapyard of them, even. This I feel is a better summation of what has happened here today.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine, really. I've got the trick up my sleeve. Don't worry.
Trick?
See? Whenever you're feeling down, it's time for you-know-who. What? What? What's with this pool of mud? It's not mud. It's curry. You don't have to tell me that. I can tell from the stench. What I am asking is why have you made so much curry? You're completely disregarding supply and demand.
I'm sorry. It's my fault. I cut up too many carrots and... Oh, I see.
The root cause of curry inflation is you, and Karmi is your accomplice. I see now. You don't have to blow it out of proportion like that. It's not like I'm making poison. It's poison to my eyes, my nose, and my tongue. Take responsibility and dispose of this slop. Both of you.
Okay.
That went well. Also, Kiri is 100% me when being confronted with curry. Why does it smell like curry? Oh, Axel. Nice timing. We've got to eat all this up. Help us out? How and also why? It's a long story. No, actually I've lied. It's pretty short. But anyway, have a seat. I'll bring you a spoon and a plate. You can listen while we eat. Eat, okay? What? For every plate I finish, I want 1 chocolate. Are you demanding compensation? Yes. Yes, I am. Fine. 1 chocolate for every plate. I'll give you a bonus one if you finish 5 plates. Thank you very much. I'll try my best. He's gonna eat all of it. I love that. I also love that we got a little secret. Means we're doing well, I think. I want to adjust these books, they're uneven. But the microphone is on top of them. I'm so sorry for making you come out with me on your precious Sunday. Oh no, I'm happy you invited me. Mr. Curie, you're really busy on weekdays, aren't you?
Well, I'm not so busy that I'm about to keel over. Of course, it's not like you're completely unrelated to how busy I am. I have to stifle my own interests and do my job. You understand, don't you? Yes. Good, good. It's already been 3 weeks since we met. How are you finding your stay? It's fun. Every day is full of surprises. It's lots of fun. I see. You really are a strange one, aren't you? Am I? You are. Shouldn't you be afraid of the unknown? Even just a tiny bit. Shouldn't the people, things, and culture around you that you have no memory of terrify you? Just the slightest. I tried thinking about it, but I don't think it's scary. Encountering unfamiliar things makes my heart pound. It's a lovely feeling. Every day is full of wonders. Though, I guess that might seem strange to you, Mr. Curie. Oh, indeed it does, but it's also quite charming. She stiffened as he touched his hand to her cheek. Mr. Curie! Yes, what is it? What is it? I mean, your hand. Oh. You'd rather I touch you barehanded. Very well. Curie brought his hand to his mouth and pulled off his glove with his teeth. Like a true anime boy. I didn't mean it like that. Oh. Gonna drink my water while this man gets thirsty. Okay, here we go. Oh, so touching you isn't enough. What an audacious request to make in such a public space in the middle of the day. No! It seemed like the more she spoke, the more he misunderstood. How should I explain this? He smiled at her, who was visibly at a complete loss. Don't worry. I know exactly what you meant. Huh? Believe it or not, I'm actually pretty sharp when it comes to conversation. I just wanted to mess with you a little. Mess with me? You see, I just can't help teasing girls I like. And even those I don't. I'm somewhat of what you would call a dandy, I feel. That was just a little taste just now, just a little. You should prepare yourself. Okay. Yeah. Enough of this idle chit-chat. Shall we be going? Where are we going? Let's keep that a surprise, shall we? Oscar Wilde District. This place. Been here before? No, never. I had no idea this place existed. How unkind of Karamia and Axel to only give you bits and pieces of information. This is Oscar Wilde Street. Like the main plaza and the clinic, it's an unaffiliated area. You're free to come here. However, the members of Familia Oz tend to avoid it. Why? Good question. Perhaps because the pipes here just bang around with some very intense pressure. Or perhaps because it's a place for adult socialization? Perhaps? Adult? That building over there is a church. It's not locked, so you can confess your sins whenever you feel so inclined. And this... Good afternoon, Lord Curie. Oh my, did you come out just to see little old us? I just happened to see you out here. Is this woman the one you spoke of before? Indeed she is. I would feel just awful if I didn't show her around every corner of town. Well, I do not believe she needs to know absolutely everything. Particularly this area. I must apologize for taking so long to introduce myself. I am Manboy, the Oscar Wilde Salon's concertchi. I'm Bunny. Familia Oz has been taking care of me. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh no. The pleasure is all mine, Lady Bunny. A salon, huh? Is that what we're calling it these days? I have not said anything false. Yes, that's true. Let's leave it at that, why don't we? Bunny looked back and forth between their contrary expressions. Curie smiled at her confused countenance. Manboy here is very well acquainted with this particular area. If you want to know anything, you should ask him. Lord Curie. I thought you hadn't said anything false. Yes, that is true. Are you just showing her around today? I cannot imagine you would be bringing Lady Bunny along with you inside. Oh no, it's much too soon for her. Soon? What do you mean? That's a good question. What do you think, Manboy? Well, I'm here. Mr. Axel! She turned around as Axel approached. He seemed to be in quite a sour mood, shotgun in hand. Oh, are you sure you're not early? Don't be ridiculous. I'm right on time. May I bring the house guest back home? Yes, that will do. Excuse me, Miss Bunny. I have some work to attend to at the salon right now. Even though it's Sunday? We're gonna get his dick wet. Yes. No rest for the conciliere, after all. Liar. Did you say something, Axel? No. Let's go, guest. Axel started walking without waiting for her to respond. Okay. She paused to turn around and wave before she hurried after Axel. Goodbye, Mr. Curie, Mr. Manboy. Curie gave her a little wave, keeping his hand close to his chest. Manboy sighed and began to speak. What are you thinking? Bringing a girl that age to a place like this. And I could ask what you're thinking. Speaking ill of your workplace like that and all. She might even end up becoming a customer, you know. My word. You intend to bring her again? Oh no. I'll let her curiosity take care of that. Oh, I'm not falling for that shit again. Ms. Bunny is an irregular presence, so I can't even begin to imagine what future she will choose. Look forward to it, Manboy. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Well, fuck. I wonder where we're going. Just perky. Guess we're going this way now. Woo! If they were returning to the Oz Mansion, surely they would have just taken the red brick road. Yet the road they walked along was paved with bricks of emerald, not red. Mr. Axel sure walks fast. He smoothly slipped through the crowds, not paying any mind to her chasing after him. We'll be separated at this rate. Mr. Axel, please wait. She smacked into Axel's back. She looked up at him, pouting, and she clutched her nose. What? That's my line. Why did you stop so suddenly? Weren't you the one who asked me to wait? I did say that. You know, I did say that. Thank you for listening to me. Axel's gaze shifted from Bunny to his right hand. He didn't say a word. He just stared at it. What's wrong? Nothing. I can hear your footsteps. I won't leave you behind. Let's go. You were thinking about holding hands, weren't you, boy? That's some slutty shit right there. Okay. Oh, it kind of seems like he slowed down a little. Is Mr. Axel trying to match my pace? How considerate. The bare minimum. At the end of the Emerald Brick Road was a street not unlike those in the Oz territory. The houses had gently curving roofs. The smell of baked sweets hung in the air. I'm sure this must be another familia's territory, but it's Sunday, so it must be okay to be here, right? Found it. Huh? Those two were... Get your Double Trouble biscuits while they're hot. Hansel was standing in the middle of the street, energetically peddling his wares. An orange carpet, usually covered with bags, casually covered... I'm just going to take the line again. An orange carpet, casually covered with bags of baked sweets, was spread out at one corner of the street. Behind the sacks sat Gretel, who, unlike Hansel, had a sour, decidedly unwelcoming expression unbecoming of a salesperson on her face. You do that shit but saying like several words at a time. I fumble. They're the Grimm Familia's Capra Games, Hansel and Gretel. Do you remember them? Remember them? Huh. Yes, I learned their names at the meeting. Mm-hmm. Yep. Axel nodded slightly and approached Hansel. Bunny followed. Ah, if it isn't Axel. Gretel hastily stood up and hurried behind Hansel, clinging to his back. She glared at Axel and Bunny from behind her fellow Capra game. What do you want, robot?
My name is Axel. Oh, trust me, robot. I know. Why'd you come here with that little girl? Little girl? I got Taz! Hansel, isn't this girl the one who was sitting between Sleepyhead and the Trickster? Yeah! You hit the nail right on the head. Well, if it isn't the little girl, what do you want with us Grims, Itching for a fight? I'll take you up on that if you want. I'll fuck you up. Trust me. Fuck around, find out. If it was a fight they were after, they'd have come with more people, yeah? Which means... it's an ambush. No. I know. A date. Also, no. Then it's an ambush. Clearly. Hansel, prepare to counterattack. Oh, are we gonna blow him up? Hansel, Gretel, put your weapons away. Scarlet! Look, they're obviously homeless. It's hard to imagine they were trying to start something. Are you sure those eyes aren't just for show? Robot here is carrying a gun. I'm only following familiar rules to be armed at all times. I mean, the two of you always have dynamite and grenades on you, right? That and it's Sunday. We all have to adhere to the compromise, right? That thing is so dumb that we should just break it right now. Gretel. Alright then. If you're not here for a date or an attack, then, what you want? To buy sweets. So that's it. I wonder who we're doing this errand for. Well, she is. Huh? I am? I am. You are, aren't you? She stopped talking as Axel gave her a meaningful look. He must have his reasons. Deep and meaningful reasons. Playing along, she nodded in agreement. Oh, really? Well, thanks for shopping with us. They all cost the same, so just pick whatever catches your fancy, yeah? Okay. What should I pick? Which seat should I take? She crouched down in front of the sweets, clutching her knees as she tried to make a decision. Third from the right. Huh? While she hadn't been paying attention, Axel had crouched down beside her. He'd whispered into her ear. The narrator has sunk into a pool of acid and has been replaced with a more competent one. Here we are. While she hadn't been paying attention, Axel had crouched down beside her. He'd whispered into her ear quietly so that only she could hear him. Third from the right. Third from the right. Third from the right was 6 chocolate chip cookies and a clear bag tied with a very pretty blue ribbon. Which one do you want? How about this one? Gretel wrapped the bag of cookies in paper before handing it to Hansel. Alrighty, thanks for shopping with us. I'll pay. Hansel held out his hand expectantly.
Are you sure it's not a date?
違う。ただの買い物だ。
No, we're just shopping.
あ、そうま、そういうことでいいや。
Alright, if you say so.
味は保証するよ。よかったら今度感想を聞かせて。
Deliciousness guaranteed or your money back. Let me know what you think about them next time you come by, if you feel like it. Oh, certainly. Bunny reached out to take the bag of sweets. Before she could pull away, Hansel grabbed her hand.
あのさ、君って敬語でしか喋れない子だったりする？
So I'm curious. Can you actually speak for yourself without being prompted? Of course I can, Mr. Hansel. What would you like me to say?
じゃあさ、俺には敬語抜きで喋ってよ。
Then just be yourself with me, okay?
ヘンゼルさんってのも変えてくれると嬉しいな。
Also,
たくて仕方ないから。
I'd appreciate it if you didn't call me Mr. Hansel. It just doesn't feel right. Then how about just Hansel?
うんうん、それでバッチリ。
Yeah, I like it.
何を言ってるのヘンゼル。小娘はオズの。
What are you doing, Hansel? Isn't this little girl the Oz's?
わかってるって。
I know.
ただ預かってるってだけで、あっちのファミリ
They're
ーに
just
は
taking care of
加わ
her.
るだろ。
She's not actually part of their familia, you know?
ちょっと仲良くするぐらいはいいんじゃないの？なあ、スカーレット。
Nothing wrong with being a little friendly, right, Scarlet?
そうだ
Yes,
な。そうすぎなければ。
within reason.
やった
Yeah!
やったじゃないわよ。回収されたらどうするの？
What are you so excited about?
バカ。
What are you gonna do if they win her over? You're such an idiot, Hansel. Okay, I'm gonna say this now instead of keeping it for the debrief at the end of this whole shenanigan, meaning the game. Because I already know that there's gonna be at least a video. I don't know if it's gonna be a stream or not. But like where we sit and we talk about the ending and debrief it a little bit. And unpack the entirety of the game. But can we talk about how there isn't a Hansel route? Because I feel like that would add another dimension to Familia Grimm a little bit. Because as it is, we get it from Scarlet's point of view. And that's cool and all. And that's fine. And we get it from Robin Hood's point of view. Which is also cool and groovy and fine. In some ways. Not in others. But, I feel like getting to know Hansel and Gretel more closely that way would be very neato-skeeto. But maybe we'll just save it for fanfiction. What are you excited? I've already read that.
やったな、グレーテル。女友達ができたじゃん。
Aren't you happy, Gretel? You made a girlfriend.
友達なんて。
I have no intention of ever making friends. It would be so cool to be friends with her, you know? We'd be vibing.
グレーテルとスカーレットともどもよろしくな。
Gretel and Scarlet are happy to meet you too, Bunny baby. Thanks. Bunny squeezed his hand back. Unlike Hansel, Gretel's gaze was icy cold.
用事は済んでいる。
We're done here. Let's go. Wrap it up, boys. We got the cookies.
Okay.
待て。
Wait,
なんだ。
what?
領地から出るまで。
I'll escort you out of our territory.
You will?
グレーテルは君たちのことをよく
Yeah.
思っていないよ。
Gretel isn't particularly fond of you two. I'll make sure she doesn't try anything. No,
護衛は不要だ。
we don't need an escort.
距離は取る。問題ない。
I'll keep my distance. Don't worry. Scarlet walked over to one of the houses and began clambering up a drain pipe. In the blink of an eye, Scarlet was on the roof, looking down at Axel and Bunny. Never listens.
行くぞ、客人。
Let's go, guest.
Okay.
バイバイ。
Bye bye, Bunny baby. Goodbye, Hansel. Greta.
She gave me a nickname. We cannot stand for this.
小娘にちゃん付けされるなんて。
How dare that little girl give me a nickname?
よかったじゃねえか、グレーテル。
Isn't that nice, Gretel?
よくない。全くちっともこれっぽっちもコンマゼロもビビともよくない。
It is not. It is not nice to be treated like you're less significant than a grain of sand. That's not what a nickname is.
小娘。一体何を企んでいるの？
Just what is that little girl plotting? Friendship. I'm plotting friendship. It feels a little strange to be walking side by side with Mr. Axel. Mr. Axel, are you intentionally slowing yourself down? Yeah. Thank you.
勘違いするな。あんたのためじゃない。
Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not doing it as a favor. Huh?
あいつに客人の行動を見せないためだ。
I don't want the other side to see what you're doing. Other side? Oh, you mean Scarlet. Familia Grimm's Capra game, Scarlet, was walking along the rooftops, keeping a fixed distance from Bunny and Axel. It's pretty amazing that Scarlet can walk like that while keeping an eye on us.
僕が資格を作っているの。
I'm keeping you from view.
見せるんじゃない。
Don't go out of your way to make yourself visible. Is it bad if I'm seen?
見張られるの。気分がいいのに。
It doesn't feel very good to have someone watching your every move, does it? I'm sorry. I know what he said, but maybe he really is doing it to be nice to me. Mr. Axel might be a really kind person after all.
何を笑っている。
Why are you smiling? I was just thinking that you're a really nice person, Mr. Axel. Mr. Axel?
でもない。あんたが変思考が停止しただけだ。
Nothing. You interrupted my train of thought with your strange comment. Strange? Was there something strange about what I said? He stopped talking. Maybe I said something I shouldn't have. She cocked her head to the side, puzzled, but she couldn't figure out what she'd done wrong. Feels like there's such a waste to go home in silence. She looked around, trying to find a new conversation topic. Oh, that's right. Did Mr. Karamiya ask you to get these cookies? Was it Mr. Kiri?
客人に言う義務はない。
I'm not obligated to tell you. Oh, okay. Right. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have asked. I'm no good at this. I just keep offending Mr. Axel.
美味しい。
They're delicious. Huh?
そのクッキー。
Those cookies are delicious.
1枚ぐらい。
I'll let you have one. Does that mean these are... He looked away and Bunny bit her tongue. Does that mean Mr. Axel wanted to eat them himself? Suddenly, those simple cookies seemed unusually special to her.
客人。
Guessed. Yes?
少しでもいい。寄り道をしても構わないから。
Would you mind accompanying me on a slight detour? A detour? A detour further? Because it seems like we detoured to get these cookies. Just saying. We detoured pretty hard for these cookies. They made their way to a back alley, bordered by Grimm Street on one side and Oscar Wilde Street on the other. By the time they got there, the sky was already dyed a deep crimson. Scarlet had vanished without a trace. All they could hear was the sound of their footsteps. We're here. This is it. I'm sure this is where I first awoke. He told me to take him to the place where I first remember waking up. Axel just stared at the ground in silence. Huh. Mr. Axel?
あんたは本当に以前の記憶がないのか。
You really don't remember anything before that?
His words following the long silence made her blink.
定期巡回から戻るとあんたがソファーで横たわっていたそれが客人との出会い
When I returned from my patrols, you were lying on the couch. That's how we met.
説明はされたが到底納得できるものではない記憶がないのは事実なのか
Your situation was explained to me, but I just couldn't accept it. Do you really not have any memories before then? Yes.
他のファミリーの手先でないことは理解した
I understand that you're not a member of another familia,
あんた
but I still... And this leads into the other nonsense, doesn't it? Hold on. There was a sudden explosion. A shockwave erupted behind them, strong enough to make their hair fly back and pin their clothes to their bodies.
なんだ
What was that? Several figures were outlined in the white smoke. A familiar man stepped out from among them.
久しぶりだな獲物
Greetings again, my prey. Mr. Caesar.
俺の名を覚えていたか
So you remember my name. Caesar snorted and unfastened another sword. He switched from wielding a single long sword to dual blades, pointing them both at Bunny.
その身今日こそ手に入れ
Today, you're mine.
そうはさせない
You'll have to go through me first. Axel raised his shotgun and moved between them to protect her.
多勢に無勢だおとなしく去ればいいもの
You're outnumbered. You should have run away when you had the chance.
殺せ
Kill him. At Caesar's command, the other men charged forward. Axel snapped his gun into a firing position and pulled the trigger. He missed the man he'd been aiming for, but the blast chopped into the support of a nearby awning. Within seconds, it had collapsed into the alleyway, briefly stalling their attackers' advance.
自分のミサイもたまには役に立つ
Sometimes my poor aim comes in handy.
客人あんたは屋敷
Go back to the mansion, guest. Huh? But Mr. Axel...
僕はここで
I'll hold them
奴らを
off.
食い止める
But...
早くしろ
just go.
貴様覚悟しろ
I hope you're ready for what's coming your way.
覚悟なら
I'm always ready.
できている
That's my secret.
これが僕の役割
This is my job after all. Once I get back to the plaza, I just follow the red brick road. Bunny was running just like she had on that fateful day, fleeing the exact same man from the exact same place. But unlike that fateful day, now she was familiar with the streets and people she passed. Even if she'd stayed, there was nothing she could have done in that situation. She would have only made things harder for Axel. I have to tell someone. I have to let them know. And soon. I'm sure Mr. Carmi and the others will be able to do something.
よお嬢さん何をそんなに慌ててるん
Oh,
だ
Senorita. Why are you in such a hurry? Mr. Carmi and Mr. Kiri. Help!
なんだどうしたまたシーザーに追われて
What's
るのか
wrong? Is Caesar chasing you again? He's not chasing me, but... I fucked up the dialogue. Hold on one second. He's not chasing me, but Mr. Axel... Mr. Axel is after Mr. Caesar is after Mr. Axel.
先ほど聞こえた銃声はアクセルのものです
So that gunshot earlier was Axel. Yes, he said he'd hold them off so I could get away.
そいつは厄介だな
He's such a troublemaker.
ええまあ予定通り屋敷
That
へ戻ること
he
にし
is.
ましょう
Well, let's return to the mansion like we'd planned. You're going back? But what about Mr. Axel?
放っておいたってどうにかなる
Leave him.
He'll manage on his own. But he was outnumbered. If we don't hurry, he'll...
そうですか。
Really now.
ここまで被害が及んでいない
You must be putting up a good fight if you got this far without injury. That's really all that matters. Putting up a good fight?
幹部というのは捨て駒に過ぎませんし
A cabaret game is nothing more than a sacrificial pawn. After all. Mr. Karamiya.
お嬢さんには悪いが俺もキリエと
I'm sorry, Signorina. But I agree with Kiri.
偵察は向かわせる
I sent some scouts out, so please come back to the house with us.
野良狼らしく森の中でおとなしくしていてくれればいい
And that's gonna be the point where I save it. I probably shouldn't save over them quite like that. But, there we are. That'll be it for this evening, then. I know it's not very long, but it's about as much as I can sit for these days. Yeah. Hold on. I'm reaching for things in wrong places. Y'all have a nice, lovely evening. Why don't you? And we'll pick this back up again, I promise.